on the line for Intros with Kato. Elijah, how are you?
I'm pretty good. You?
I'm good, thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to join me today. Let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about how you started your football career. I mean, I know we've got you in the class of 2022. You're a receiver, you're 6'2", 185 pounds. You're from Ajax, Ontario, but give us some more details.
Well, I kind of started football out as I had I think I was 12 at the time, so this is around grade 6. I was sitting around doing nothing that summer, and my parents kind of gave me the option. They're like, you have to pick a sport, you have to do something. You can't just sit around all day. And I kind of just sat on my phone a couple nights, and I'd watch these football clips, and I got really interested, and I told them that's what I wanted to do, and kind of just took off from there.
What position did you start playing at? And are you just playing receiver, or do you play anything else?
For now, I play. I'm a wideout, but I started off training camp. My first day, they started me at running back.
You didn't like that. So why do you like receiver?
Receiver. I don't know. I saw when I was watching the videos I mentioned. I saw the people that were catching the balls and running like these crazy amount of yards. I just really looked at that. I was like, those guys like must get paid a lot and get a lot of attention. It's kind of something I fell in love with.
So that leads me to the next question. What type of player do you say you are?
See, I'm still trying to figure that out myself, but I like to think of myself as an explosive player, and I can make plays when plays need to be made. But I also know that like I have to sit back and like watch how the game's unfolding, so I know what I have to do and when it has to be done.
Are you more of a loud and flashy player on the field, or are you just a little bit more quiet?
I'd say if you ask any of my teammates, they would say I'm a quiet guy, but I do have my moments where I can get kind of rowdy.
Do you model your play after any pro player?
Not exactly, to be honest. I've never really. I mean, you see the big guys like Odell and DeAndre Hopkins, and I study their game a bit, but I don't really like to say that I model my game after anyone. My dad kind of just tells me, do you, and like you're your own player. So I've never really wanted to look like anyone else. I just like being me.
Is there any type of coaching that you prefer that really gets you motivated?
I like a tough coach. I like a coach that likes to hold people accountable, someone that'll stay on me and drill me and pick me back up when I have to, and then throw me back down again if need be.
During the season or a typical season, what's your favorite part about playing football?
I always look forward to going to practice. Practice to me is like I get to do what I love, and I like working hard, and I like getting better, and sitting back and watching yourself develop is really interesting to me.
Do you guys have any fun team rituals or pregame stuff, or even just individual kind of things that you do?
Not really. I haven't really. This is my first year at Football North. I mean, if things were different, because considering the pandemic and all that, I'm sure we'd be doing stuff to like rituals or stuff like that. But no, we don't really have any rituals so far.
What would you say your proudest football moment is to date? Do you have one?
I mean, I always wanted a ring. Like I see the big rings like Tom Brady and stuff. And back in 2017, my rep team, the Durham Dolphins, we won the championship against Hamilton.
Okay.
And when I got my ring, that was insane to me, because I thought I was like that was it. That was like this one of the things I've always wanted, and I got it. Now I can say I have it. It's actually just sitting on my desk over there.
It's motivation, right?
Yeah.
What are your goals for this season? I mean, recognizing that we're in a pandemic, did those change at all? And even, you going out east, or you went going to Football North, did that change your goals at all?
I mean, yeah, stuff has certainly changed a lot. I've been having to make a lot of changes, but like the primary goals for this season is basically, if there is a season, then train, work harder towards that. But for now, I'm just trying to get bigger. I'd say eat more, lift more, get bigger. And because I think that if I could get a body and use it for the skills I already have now, I feel like I'd be a pretty dangerous component.
So I know that they have a pretty good off-season training program. Have you been participating in that before the pandemic or during? And how did that look? Did they have to be creative with what you guys were doing?
We do have a program coming up that's for the winter. We will be training out of Burlington, like mostly weights and stuff, no field work. I'd say like more positional work inside the weight room. Before we started training camp and stuff like that, we would go out like small groups, like 2 to like 5 people at a time, and we just straight footwork or routes and catches. It was nothing too serious because we didn't want to get in trouble.
Have you reached any personal bests in the weight room this past couple of months?
I don't really know my numbers right now. I haven't tried to go for any PRs right now at the time. I'm still trying to figure out what my range is in the weight room right now.
Let's switch a little bit into the recruiting stuff. Have coaches started to reach out to you, or have you been reaching out to coaches or recruiters, or how's that going?
I'm still really new to the recruiting process. I've had a few coaches talk to me here and there. I've reached out to countless coaches, sending them my film and asked for opportunities. But nothing too serious, but there are talks here and there.
Do you have a short list of schools that you would love to go to?
Short list of schools? Or
even a long list?
I've never really thought a certain school I want to go to. I mean, obviously I want to go to the big schools, like who wouldn't want to go to Clemson, Alabama, all that. But I've always, the school that caught my eye and I've always liked was Oregon. And it'd mean a lot to me if someone from there reached out to me. That would mean the world to me. They've always been really special to me. What's
your favorite subject? And the reason I'm asking you is because what are you going to want to study academically at the next level? So what are you really good at right now in the classroom?
Right now, I'm really into literally any type of science, like environmental science, kinesiology, chemistry. I feel like I find that stuff really interesting, and I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of it, because in the future, if football, because everyone needs a backup plan. If football doesn't work out, I really want to get into sports medicine.
Is there anything outside of football, an accomplishment that you're really proud of?
I'm really, really proud of myself that I attended a Black Excellence camp that my dad actually hosted.
Okay.
It was a 3-week program where there's a group of Black kids and we just do activities and go out into the community and stuff. And we just learn about who we are, and they tell us we have a purpose, and it was just a really nice experience. And I have a plaque on my desk again that kind of just reminds me every day that I took part in that, and it really means something to me because I'm really in depth about my culture.
That's awesome. That's really actually quite encouraging to hear somebody of your age that, takes part in those types of cultural experiences and, just furthers, everything that's going on in the world, well, in the North America anyways, with Black Lives Matter and all that. That's really encouraging to see you take part in that. That's very cool.
I want to be an advocate for stuff like that as well.
Let's talk about overcoming obstacles. Have you had any serious injuries or setbacks, in your life that you've had to, really work through?
My grade 9 year, absolutely terrible, I'd say. I was not focused at all. I wasn't doing my work. I was focused on more of the social aspect in high school. I basically was just getting by. And that summer, my parents took me out of the school I was in and threw me into my local school, Ajax High School, that's down the street from me, to get my mind straight. And I wanted to show them that I was serious about football and that I really wanted to play. And there was no football at Ajax, so I was basically out for a year, which I'd say really hurt my opportunities as a player to put myself out there. So I really wanted to show them that I was serious. So my last semester in grade 10, I got straight A's and everything, except for math, because I'm a bit troubled at math, but that can always be fixed. But I'd say my grade 9 year is something that I really overcame and improved in my following year.
Don't worry about the math. I still suck at math.
Math is an acquired taste.
I agree 100%. Do you find it difficult to balance sports with school?
At times it does get difficult because I'm sure every player can agree with me. A long day of school, you get home or get to wherever you're going. You sit for a bit. You have practice that night or just a game scrimmage, whatever, and you finish that and you get home again and you're like, dang, I have to do homework. I mean, it does get tricky at times. It definitely gets tricky at times for me, but I can manage. It's not that hard. If you really sit back and take the time to schedule what you're doing throughout the day, it's not that hard, and I feel like most people can manage.
So tell me, you said your grade 9 year was pretty tough, and that had to do with some peer pressure, I'm sure, and maybe following in with the wrong crowd, things like that. Have you surrounded yourself now with more like-minded people or people that are kind of keeping you on track?
Most definitely. I mean, I have pulled myself out of groups with people that didn't have the same goals or didn't have the same visions that I had. And there was a point in time where I didn't really talk to anybody. I stopped talking to people and I was kind of just about me and getting my stuff done. But I'd say nearing the end of last year, beginning of this year, I've slowly integrated myself into groups of people that support my visions and my goals and want the best for me.
What would you say the switch was for you?
The switch, something in me that just had to, that just told me that you have to do this. Like, you have this, if you want this, in order to have this, you have to do this. School always comes before football. So I really just want to do my best in the classroom so I can perform and show you my best on the field.
And just lastly, you've given a lot of advice already, but do you have any words of advice or encouragement to share with younger players who may be experiencing what you went through in grade 9?
First and foremost, just study. Please, just study. I do not care if you hate studying, you have to study. If you do not study, if you coast and don't finish your assignments, you will not do well. And it's just something that you have to stay. And another thing could be make a schedule. Something as simple as making a schedule will get you through your day and you will get stuff done.
You've obviously, taken it to heart to turn the corner, I guess you could say. And you've prioritized and you've made your future with football and school a priority. And it's great to hear that you also have the support network and people around you to help you succeed in that. That's awesome. So before we let you go, we're going to just finish off on a little lighter note. I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to tell me the answer that applies to you, or I'm going to say two things and you pick which one describes you best. Okay. What's on your music playlist?
I'd have to say Lil Baby's he's the guy right now. He's up there. That's basically what my playlist consists of. It's just straight Lil Baby. There's no one that can touch him right now.
Okay. Do you prefer dogs or cats?
Cats. I do not. I've had many bad experiences with dogs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dogs are not. I just prefer cats. Dogs are not. I don't know dogs.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza or not?
No. Not at all.
Just straight up no.
No, that's not. Not at all. That just it hurts my feelings. No.
Oh. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday, probably either Thanksgiving or Christmas, because I love to eat. So
okay,
come the holidays, I am nonstop eating. I also just like seeing my family because I don't really get the chance to see my family a lot because we're kind of all dispersed throughout Ontario.
What would you say your spirit animal is?
I'd probably say something like a dolphin. Probably a dolphin, because dolphins,
that's unique.
They're smart and they know what they're doing sometimes, but they always like to have fun. and goof around, but they can be serious and smart when they have to be. I mean, I don't really know because I'm not a Dolphin, so.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'd like to say no, I guess, because a hot dog is a hot dog. So it's between, well, yeah, I'll say no. Hot dog is not a sandwich.
Okay, think vacation. Would you rather go on an adventure race or would you sit on a beach?
See, that's a really tough one because it depends on what I feel like doing. Because I would definitely go on an adventure race, but sometimes I just feel like sitting back and relaxing in the sun or under an umbrella on a beach. But right now, I'd have to pick relaxing on a beach because I am sick of this new weather we have down here.
Mild or hot salsa?
I'd say hot. I like spicy food. I really
Okay.
like.
If you met a genie and he offered you the 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
I'd probably use my first wish. Pay off every single bill / debt / anything we owe to the government or whomever. Second wish? It'd have to be a ridiculous sum of money because who doesn't want money? Like, money can basically get you anything, I say, except for happiness. My third wish I'd probably use to bring back my grandfather because he was a really special person. And I'd literally do anything to bring him back and let him see what I'm up to nowadays and what everyone in our family's up to.
Well, on that note, thanks for taking the time, like I said, to come and have a chat with me. We got to know you a little bit better.
Thank you.
All right, Elijah, we'll talk to you again. Take care.
Great. Thank you. You too.
Looking for more exclusive Canadian recruiting content? Become a CFC Insider Gold or Silver member today for access to rankings, analysis, and the latest recruiting news from across the country.